It is a movie for kids.
I did not like this movie at all.
This is at very best forgettable.
It's a Gen Z TikTok generation Superman.
Absolutely.
For short attention spans.
Right. It's absolutely forgettable. There's no through line. The characters are paper thin, and ultimately James Gunn was not the right guy for the job.
James Gunn works perfectly with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't work perfectly with DC characters who are more, darker and a little more grounded at times and need a more serious tone. And that's really what happened here.
We all, in the nerd sphere, we all questioned if this guy who was really good at taking quirky characters, including a raccoon, and making them relatable, could he do something with a traditional character?
It feels like the movie feels like a recap video of the first season of a Superman TV series. It moves so quickly.
He admitted himself that he couldn't crack Superman until a couple of years ago. James Gunn is not the kind of guy who's going to put an American flag in his front yard during 4th of July.
I don't want to give a mega spoiler, but there's a huge twist to Superman's story with his other parents, his real parents, that cancels out this whole movie.
Okay.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster what they did.
It bothers me though. Here we have the big shocker. Now, this is probably the most controversial thing I did with Superman's origin. I am a big Superman fan. I don't want to change important integral things about Superman. His goodness of heart, the fact that he won't kill, the fact that he's in love with Lois Lane, even the curl on the head, all these things. I want to keep Superman. So the question is, what can you add to the mythos that's a little bit different, that doesn't really essentially in any way change who the character is? And although Clark's parents usually in the comics are benevolent, that isn't always the case. It hasn't always been the case. There have been stories in which, even in canon, that hasn't been the case. And Jor-El is not always treated as a benevolent character. They're benevolent to their son. They love their son, obviously. But they aren't necessarily benevolent in the way they think about human beings. They think of human beings as less than in this version. So that was the thing that was the twist. I think it works. It is not something that is going to be retrofitted in the future. It is the fact of Superman's life. He was sent by his parents to Earth to save him primarily, but also they hoped that he would continue the Kryptonian heritage and sort of take over Earth as its ruler. And that isn't who Superman thinks of himself as being at all. And so this moment here with Clark is so important because he's always seen himself as doing, as having this destiny. My parents sent me to Earth to be a good man and to save people and to help the Earth. And so he's always thought that what he was doing was for a reason outside of himself, that his ethics were born of something that wasn't interior but exterior. And when he's confronted with the fact that exterior source is not at all what he thought it was, it creates a personal crisis. And that's what he's dealing with in this moment. But as the movie goes on, we discover, and more importantly, Clark discovers, that what he's doing is not because of what his parents told him to do. What he's doing is because of who he is as a human being.
They changed the lore about his Kryptonian heritage, and I despise that change. I hope they fix it at some point in the future.
He's here to kill us. I knew.
So people often have said to me, that message, that it's fake though, right? It's fake. Well, it's obviously not fake. I mean, we say it many times. Here, Lex tells Kirkos that it's not fake. He has no reason to tell him that. We have the engineer reacting to it. She downloads it. Terrific, says it's not fake, and Maury says it's not fake. The reason so many people in the movie say it's fake, not fake, is because audiences still, after seeing many times of people saying it's not fake, still question whether it was fake or not. They still do to this day, but it's not fake.